Here come the boys. Y'all ready to go swimming, baby? Come on. Give it up. Get out of that water. I tried telling y'all, it's swim lessons, baby.
Welcome back to the People's Game Day. Thank you for choosing us. Thanks for being here. Hope you're having a great week, and the festivities are just beginning with the fastest 3 minutes in college football, and away we go. We start off in Lincoln, Nebraska, where they said to themselves, this could be our year. This could be our time. This could be, oh no. Bryce Underwood and the Wolverines marched into the boneyard and snatched the soul of the Huskers, crushing all their hopes and dreams, making the streak for the Huskers 0-28 against ranked opponents. Final in Lincoln, Michigan 30, Nebraska 27. Lightning doesn't strike twice unless you're Fernando Mendoza. It strikes 5 times. Mendoza threw 5 touchdown passes in a huge win over number 9 Illinois, 63-10. Hoosiers. The best thing to do after a loss is to go out and open it up against a less superior opponent. That's exactly what Tennessee did. Chris Brazzell II, that's right, all-time name, had 5 receptions for 62 yards and a tutty. Nebraska 56, UAB 24. The Texas Tech Red Raiders, where Patrick Mahomes went to college, made the flight over to Utah to play the Utes. The Utes had it all. They had the nice jerseys, the big crowd, great tailgates. Fox was there, but they forgot the playbook and the offense struggled. Texas Tech big over Utah, 34-10. Walking in Memphis. Memphis wasn't doing much walking, but they were doing a lot of talking as the Tigers stunned most of the country with a nice 32-31 win over the Arkansas Razorbacks. UFC got back to their winning ways by playing a full game and getting a big one over the Bill Belichick-led Tar Heels 34-9. Bill, what's going on? This isn't the Patriots. This is the Tar Heels. And to Waco we go, where nobody travels the sun quite like the Sun Devils, who proved their way to next race by beating a nice Baylor team 27-24. ASU still alive. Fork 'em, baby. The Fighting Irish took down the Boilermakers from Purdue 56-30. Jeremiah, I am the love doctor. 19 carries, 157 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Irish back to their winning ways. Beamer ball is back as the Gamecocks got back to the winning coop this time, taking down the Missouri Tigers 29-20, and Boomer Sooner wins yet another one. This time they beat our guy Charles Barkley's Auburn team. Man, that's terrible. 24-17. John Mateer, is he the front runner for the Heisman now? Who knows? But guess what? Boomer Sooner is somebody you don't want to mess with. A lot of big games coming up this weekend. That was your fastest 3 minutes in sports. Now let's bring in the 2 biggest brains in the country. Up, fellas, we got Lordy, it's got to be Jordan Newirth in the house, and the man that is in mourning today, Joshua the Leg Borm. Borm, how we feeling? I know it's tough.
It's not great. Nebraska lost by 3 again. This was
Look,
supposed to be the best night ever.
Look at Jordan over there. Jordan, what do you think?
Josh is sad, and I kind of dig it.
Well, Jordan, let's give Borm a sec to kind of rekindle his soul, if you will. Okay, TCU is starting to play. There's no way to get around this. It's feeling like 2022 with this TCU team. Is the hype real?
Well, I tell you what, right now they have the 6th ranked passing offense in the nation in terms of yard, 341 per game. They're 3-0. Got the Sun Devils on Friday. You guys are going to hate this, but it's kind of a prove-it game for the TCU Horned Frogs.
It's always a prove-it game.
That's a callback for you People's Game Day fans. Yeah, I think all roads in the Big 12 go through the Sun Devils, so I refuse to say anything further until we see that mountain be climbed.
What world are you living in that Texas Tech is not the best team in the Big 12 right now?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you done mourning?
No.
He's back!
I'm not, actually, but Texas Tech is far and away the best team in the Big 12 right now.
Well, I lied and you lied because the road in the Big 12 goes through Ames, Iowa, and nobody wants to go there.
Oh, we will talk about that later.
Josh, you and I were talking on the phone during College Game Day, and we saw Pat McAfee do what I feel was the greatest hype outro in College Game Day history, jumping from the deep dive or the highest whatever you want to call it in that Miami pool. What'd you think? Was that the greatest, or what was your greatest?
I don't think anything will ever top the Lee Corso fuck it, like Jordan mentioned a few weeks ago. But that is kind of what it seems like Game Day is trying to do. They're trying to find something else to replace what Corso was, and that huge moment at the end of Game Day. And McAfee did it. It was his psychotic behavior. It was a little bit polarizing. I know a lot of people were huge fans of it because it was awesome, and a lot of people did not like it because that's not really what Game Day has ever been before. But I thought it was exciting. It was fun. It was energetic. McAfee's bringing a new style to that. Jordan, I think, probably hates McAfee, but it's unique for sure. He brings a whole new style to that show that Lee Corso brought for so many years, and now he's just doing it in a different way. So it is fun. I don't like he adjusted his junk, though, like right on camera.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Well, A, didn't have much coverage. B, I don't hate McAfee. I just don't know how a human being could possibly go 7 days a week of the McAfee show. There's a reason WWE keeps bringing him back. There's a reason he's had matches in WWE. The man's a natural entertainer. Great athlete, natural entertainer. He gets the crowd going. I love it. I love when he goes places and gets the crowd going, and Nick Saban is just deadpan the whole time. He's electric. But can I do it 7 days a week? Daddy needs a break.
That is really funny watching him and Nick Saban, like two just completely opposites, have to sit next to each other on that.
When he's feeding him burgers.
Just right next to each other. Yeah.
Borm, let's rip.
Like, I would kill you.
Borm, let's rip the Band-Aid right from the get-go. 22 Michigan against unranked Nebraska. This was the big one. 0-27 going against ranked teams into this game. They weren't going to make it 0-28, but it was a game back and forth. You felt like after the first two possessions where Nebraska came up empty, you're like, okay, but they're still dominating this game. Well, it ended up being 30-27. Michigan won. And I'm trying to put this on lightly to you because you're my guy, Josh. But what did you think of this game?
You don't need to put it on lightly. I understand what happened. I watched the whole thing. It was a little irritating for Nebraska to be, in plus territory twice in the, 2 drives in a row and get 0 points out of it. But I will say Michigan's 3 touchdowns, those were on 4 total plays. The touchdown drives. 2 of them were 1 play. 1 of them was a 2-play drive. And it seemed like Nebraska didn't dial up the right blitzes at the right time because they actually had the highest blitz rate in the Big Ten. And I think when they did call a blitz, they were holding Michigan in check. When they didn't call a blitz, Michigan broke it for 50. And that was really frustrating. But they knew what they had to do, and they had to stop that run. Raiola for Nebraska, I will say, was unbelievable. He had 308 and 3 touchdowns. The pick hurt a little bit. Michigan ran that palms coverage. The corner sat and jumped that out route. That was not good. And then next play, 1-play touchdown. Michigan was just too dominant up front on both sides. They got to Raiola 7 times. They just ran Nebraska over offensively. They ran for nearly 300 yards. It just shows that Nebraska's not quite where we want them to be right now. They did show promise. I mean, they didn't quit. They didn't roll over. That was they fought in that game. They're shaping up to be an 8-win team probably, which is progress from last year when they went 6-6. 7-6 with the bowl win. Getting to 8 wins is progress, I think. And a lot of this Nebraska team comes back next year. So if they can take their lumps, not lose a lot to the transfer portal, Nebraska has a shot maybe next year to make that next step. But right now, they're probably 8 wins might be the ceiling.
Jordan, was it just me or did Raiola look stuck in the mud?
I don't know what Adidas puts in his shoes and his cleats, but it's got to be fucking lead. Borm, you said, you know what?
Jordan Neuwirth talking about someone stuck in the mud is priceless.
Hey, boy.
Jordan,
because I know a thing or two about not being able to move. You leave my ankles out of
Technically,
this.
you are the expert on not being able to.
Don't cross
You're right.
that line, boy. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Take your glasses off.
No, I'm in mourning.
Jordy, I know
The
you're
kid can't move.
Jordy. Talking a little bit before we did our broadcast here, you're very, very, very high on this team all of a sudden. After you picked Illinois last week, I was the lone guy that picked Indiana. But that's neither here nor there. But Indiana, 19 over number 9, Illinois, 63-10. Are the Hoosiers back in the driver's seat?
Bloodbath.
A, you are always so quick to toot your own horn. B,
Toot, toot.
there's programs in this game and there's programs. Kurt Signetti has built a program. My fuck, what a bloodbath. I for sure was like Brett Bielema. They used to run the ball. I have visions in my head of, what they did to Nebraska in that Big Ten championship or whatever back in the day. That's kind of the ass whooping that was unleashed on Illinois. So I don't know if you got some sick, twisted joy out of that, Borm, but Kurt Signetti, the boy can coach some ball. He was on the initial coaching staff with Saban at Alabama. He was at NC State when they brought in Phillip Rivers. He was apparently the guy that signed Russell Wilson. What a great game he had on Sunday. This guy can coach ball. I'm telling you right now, if I'm Florida, if Alabama things go south, if I'm Virginia Tech, that checkbook is going to be empty if that guy's available. This guy can fucking coach.
I love Jordan. Jordan, let's keep it here with you while Borm is still kind of getting back onto planet Earth here. UAB 24, Tennessee 56. Your Vols gave up 24. Thoughts on that game?
Yeah, the second and third string gave up 24. I'm okay.
Is it a program or a program?
Well, Heupel's got a little bit of a program. I'd like to see us take the step to a program, but winning games against Georgia, we got Mississippi State this week. That's a step in the right direction. The passing game continued to look good, and that was a step I think we needed to take and keep our foot on the pedal. Joey Aguilar, it's a shame we're only going to have this guy for a year, and the way him and Hendon Hooker have looked in Heupel's offense isn't even comparable. Joe Milton is the biggest pros versus Joes guy I've ever seen. Very few humans have ever existed that can throw something like that guy. And I'm still under the impression that I'm like, he's got to be good. Somewhere in there, he's got to be good. But if you look at what him and Nico did, and then you look at those two and you're like, all right, there's a clear difference in abilities here between what these guys are bringing to the table. Everybody's had the arm, but Aguilar and Hooker, match made in heaven. Hopefully he stays away from hookers and we keep him on the field, but great guy so far. Sorry.
Borm, this might have been the most boring game of the week that had a lot of hype. Fox was there. A lot of things going around with this game. 17, Texas Tech 34. Number 16, the Utah Utes 10, 34-10. Is Texas Tech legit? What do we think of the Red Raiders?
I do think Texas Tech is legit. This game, I think most people probably would have thought it was going to be a shootout. I think the final score is a little more lopsided than the actual game was. Utah cut it to 13-10 with 10 minutes left, and then Texas Tech just kind of took over. They scored 3 times in a row. Texas Tech does look good. They're very dangerous. They have offensive firepower, and that's kind of always been a Texas Tech thing. But right now, their defense is really good. Like that, they shut down Dampier, and he's a really good player. So Texas Tech looks a little bit dangerous. They're going to score, and now that their defense is good, look out. Maybe Texas Tech is for real.
Jordan, Arkansas 31, Memphis 32. How about these Tigers?
Well, great win for the Tigers. Biggest comeback win of the year so far in Division I. Keep your head down, keep plugging, keep fighting. Why not us? Sam Pittman is a hell of a guy. I think he's a great coach. They have a great quarterback at Arkansas, but sometimes it just isn't going to all work out. I think somebody is going to get a phenomenal O-line coach if they decide to pull the plug on him. He was with Georgia for a long time. One of the reasons they started off so well with Kirby Smart. I hope it works out for him, but the SEC, You don't leave to go somewhere else. You stay forever or you get fired. And there's a pretty short shelf life in the SEC. So maybe Bobby Petrino's got more in the tank, huh?
Borm, Syracuse 34. Syracuse 34, Clemson 21. Dabo was quoted this week saying, we're not as good as we were in the past. We're just going to have to make a few adjustments as we go. Is Clemson not even going to be 500 this year? What are we thinking?
I think they probably get to 500. They do have a pretty soft schedule the rest of the way. They got Florida State. That's a tough one. They'll probably lose that one. They got Duke and SMU at home, and then they're at Louisville. The rest are probably winnable games. I think they're definitely a bowl team. But Clemson's just not very good right now. And Syracuse might be all right. Tennessee didn't completely destroy them, and I think Tennessee's pretty good. So maybe Syracuse is halfway decent. Dabo's buyout's $60 million, so he's not going anywhere. They're not gonna eat that, especially when they need the NIL money. They just don't run the ACC anymore, and they're not national title consideration. The Clemson dynasty, I think, is dead, and I don't think they're like not bowl eligible type team, but they're just not in the title conversation anymore, and that's just a reality for Clemson fans.
Lordy, what's going on with Coach Belichick and the Tar Heels lose a big one to UCF 34-9? Jordan, what's going on?
Shout out Scott Frost.
You had to get that in there.
Oh, boy, it's bad. It's bad, isn't it?
Oh, it's bad.
Oh, it's bad.
Well, let me ask you this, fellas. Have you ever seen in any level of football somebody's spouse, even their wife, on the sidelines
It's been a minute.
before a game?
Do you think spouse
I've
and
never
wife are
seen
two
it.
different things?
Well,
You said spouse or even wife. Like those are the same thing.
yeah.
It's his girlfriend.
Well, it could be his fiance. Could be his fiance.
That doesn't make it a
Fiancé.
spouse. You depth shot.
Well, irregardless, sunglasses. It's his girlfriend. It's very national. It's very public. Thank God his buyout isn't horrible because North Carolina needs to move the fuck on. This is it's not a stain on his legacy. Nobody really talks about Joe Montana with the Chiefs.
He did good with the Chiefs.
Nobody's really gonna.
I thought you said
Yeah,
Joe Montana.
he did, but you don't. When you think of Joe Montana, you think of a couple Super Bowls there in San Francisco. You don't think about the Chiefs run. You don't think about LT with the Jets. You don't think about Mike Vick with the Jets. You don't think about Donovan McNabb with the Commanders, the Redskins.
I think about Mike
Okay,
Vick
You
every
smell what I'm
fucking
putting
day.
down, boy?
Point proven. That's valid. I'll give you that one. But I'll tell you what
I'll allow
ASU gave. I'll tell you what ASU gave Baylor. L. ASU 27, Baylor 24. Born, what'd you think of this one in Waco?
This is a good road win for the Sun Devils. The problem for ASU is their next 5 games are against the next 5 best teams in the Big 12. They got TCU this week, then they're at Utah, then they got Texas Tech, then Houston, then Jordy's favorite place, Ames, Iowa.
Ames, Iowa, baby.
They have 5 really, really tough games coming up, and I think we'll learn a lot about Arizona State, and I think we'll learn a lot about the state of the Big 12 over these next 5 games for these guys. So we'll see. That is a big win for Arizona State. We'll see how it goes because, like I said, these next 5 weeks are tough. Next 5 games, anyway. So
All right, boys, we're on
see.
to a new week, a very brand new week. Number 24, Jordan. Let's start off with you. Number 24, TCU at Arizona State. As Borm just talked about, this game is on Friday. Who we picking in this one, Lordy?
Home game on a Friday.
In Tempe.
I'm just in Tempe. The beers will be flowing in that parking lot. I'm just going with the Sun Devils. They're a little bit more proven. Sam Levitt, Tyson, I feel like at home they just got to – this is going to end up being a classic Big 12 shootout, I feel. But I'm just going to roll with old Sparky.
Borm.
I think Josh Hoover's been really, really good for TCU. He's got 1,000 passing yards and 11 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions through their first 3 games. The problem for TCU is they only have 500 rushing yards in those 3 games. So they have to be able to run the ball. ASU is much more balanced. I think kind of like we just mentioned, ASU at home, Tempe on Friday night. Good night. Give me the Sun Devils.
Roll, Sun Devil. Diablo Stadium is going to be rocking. I am hammering ASU in this one. All right, boys. This is a big matchup. The premier one for the FCS. South Dakota at North Dakota State. The Fargo Dome, where they win trophies. Lordy. And they bring championships. Is Polasek and the boys get it done here, or South Dakota take care of biz?
I say it every week. This will probably be one of their biggest challenges, but a home game in the Fargo Dome. North Dakota State's not going to have much competition until the playoffs.
Game?
Is this a prove-it game for NDSU?
Yeah, this is a prove-it game for how many beers the fans up in Fargo can handle before kickoff.
No need to prove that. Borm, who are you picking in this one?
Look, NDSU's outscoring teams 138-17 this year. They've been just absolutely dominant through 3 weeks. I will say South Dakota has a running back, LJ Phillips Jr., who rushed for 300 yards against Northern Colorado, and then the week after followed it up with 143 against Drake. That guy can run the ball. I think NDSU has a plan for that. They're going to keep him in check, but the Fargo Dome's too much. NDSU wins.
This is a very intriguing one. Number 21 USC at number 23 Illinois. Jordan, who do we like and why?
Boy, Illinois just got smacked around in a very public game. Night game in the Big Ten. Some would say it might make a difference. I think USC. I think they're going to want to sling the rock around. I think Illinois is a little battered, a little bruised. The ego's hurt. They're going to come out trying to prove a little too much. And Lincoln Riley's just going to have the boys slinging it around. I don't think they play great defense. But when you get into a shootout and you're not necessarily capable of scoring 45 points in the air, you just stress too much, throw a few picks. Altmaier, I think, is going to have a little bit of a down week. He's going to try to prove too much in a prove-it game for Illinois.
Borm, are you taking the Trojans?
Fucking guy. I am taking the Trojans. Illinois was absolutely embarrassed and exposed in Bloomington last week. USC's a very, very dangerous team with Jordan Mailata. 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, no picks. He's really good. USC might be back. We'll see, but I like him here in Champaign.
Yeah, I'm hammering USC as well. I forgot to make my pick, but give me NDSU against South Dakota. All right, Jordan. Number 1 team in this great land, Ohio State, going to Washington. Is this an upset in the making?
I do think Washington keeps it close for a little while. Their quarterback's been playing really well. Devin Williams, I want to say off the top of my head. They got a little bit of juice. Won the Apple Cup last week against a Washington State team that, as we have mentioned, lost to North Texas.
Big time.
Yikes, that should drop them down to division. That should drop them out of the Pac-2. Good Lord. Yeah, I think Ohio State hits it a little bit in the fourth quarter, ends up pulling away for a 10-point win, but Washington gives them every bit of a scare there, and the air raid sirens go off early.
Borm, Huskies, Buckeyes, what we think, buddy?
I absolutely agree. This is a tough test for the Buckeyes to go on the road out to Seattle. I think Washington's a little bit underrated. They're quietly 3-0, and they're playing really well. Their spread's only 10 on this game. Vegas seems to see that as well. I think Ohio State's the far superior team, but like Jordan said, I do think Washington makes this one interesting a little bit, and maybe backdoor cover, something like that. Closer than it probably should be. Ohio State's better, though, so Ohio State wins.
I'm taking OHIO as well. All right, this is my game of the week. Number 4, LSU at number 13, Ole Miss. Jordan, a lot going into this. Did we see Wyatt Weeks is now dating Lane Kiffin's daughter?
Saw that.
So there's a lot more than just the game of football happening here. So Lane Kiffin, our guy, well, my guy. I mean, this is a crazy one. But who do you like, LSU or Ole Miss?
What did Lane? Oh, I was thinking of the other Lane. I was like, what does Lane have to do with this? Sorry. Yeah, the king of the trolls getting trolled a little bit by LSU. He's playing a little like Russian roulette at quarterback so far this year. Obviously, I say it every week. They're always going to play offense there at Ole Miss, but that defense at LSU is something fierce. And I don't know if I'm taking LSU. I just think they're too good defensively. Nussmeier is going to be steady for them. They don't have to do too much on offense to win these games, but he'll do just enough. Lane Kiffin was throwing a fit because he goes, every year, we'll get LSU at home. It'll be a day game. Next year we'll go there. It'll be a night game. Pencil in Georgia for a night game too. If I prepare myself for this, you're not going to be upset because that's how it is. You're like, oh, dude, I'm still not over the Tennessee thing. Like, fucking grow up. You've been kind of a prick. He has sobered up, and he does seem like a good guy, but he is always playing the sympathy card. Oh, woe is me. I've been a head coach in the NFL and NCAA for 20 years now. Oh, woe is me. Ole Miss, we're not good enough to win a day game against LSU. Yeah, LSU. Go Tigers.
So you taking LSU. Josh, you going to follow Lordy with LSU as well?
No. All that shit he was talking made no sense. This is strength on strength with LSU's great defense and Ole Miss, of course, known for their offense. But here's something I've learned. Good offense always wins against good defense. I like the Rebels at home. LSU, I don't think is as good as we thought we were, and I don't think Nussmeier in the offense is enough to keep up with Ole Miss. So I like Ole Miss at home. Lane Kiffin wins. Go Rebs.
I'm with you. I like Ole Miss as well. Sorry, Lordy. All right. This is a big one as well, and a big test for Indiana, now ranked 11. They're going to travel to Iowa. Iowa coming off a big win against Rutgers University. Jordan, who do we like? Indiana at Iowa? Question mark?
I can't even believe that's a question. Next,
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Indiana by a lot.
Borm, who do you like? Indiana or Iowa?
I think we learned a lot about Indiana last week. They're pretty good. Beating Illinois like that is nothing to, shake your head at. That was an impressive win. Fernando Mendoza is running this Indiana offense at a very, very high level. He's good. Iowa City and the Hawkeyes it's their defense is going to offer a little more resistance than Illinois did, I would assume. But I do think Indiana wins the game. I think they're the better team, and they've proven that.
Indiana for me as well. Arizona at Ames, Iowa. Iowa State now 14. Jordan, I think I know where you're going to go with this one, but break it down for us.
You don't go to Ames, Iowa. Next.
Josh.
I really want to do the unthinkable here. I want to take Arizona in Ames. The Cyclones' best wins are against Kansas State, who's awful, and a rivalry win against Iowa. And Iowa kind of sucks, and it was in Ames, so it's just not an impressive win. They're not great wins, but they are powerful wins. Arizona beat K-State, cool. I just don't think they're ready for the smoke in Ames. You don't go to Ames. Cyclones get it done.
I'm Josh.
Good.
I'm with you. Lordy, I'm with you too. I'm hammering Ames. Give me Iowa State. 15, Tennessee at Mississippi State. The battle of the big boys that love college football. Jordan Neuwirth versus Brandon Walker. Does Tennessee get it done and climb back into the top 10?
Well, I kind of made light of it a few weeks ago when Arizona State went there, and that's how you lose those games. You go in, you think the cowbells are nothing, and then you got a headache 2 minutes into the game. Heupel will have us ready to play, but those boys are going to be ready to swing at Tennessee. They were so bad last year, and they got life. They've got momentum right now. Early in the year, home game, those bells are going to be ringing, and Tennessee's going to be slanging. Vols.
Look at this guy.
50.
I love it.
I'm kidding. But still
Josh.
Vols, just not by 50.
Josh, who we taking in this one, buddy?
I think we have to keep in mind that Tennessee's a missed field goal away from being a top 5 team in the country.
Yeah.
Right? If they beat
Preach.
Georgia in that game, which they should have, right? They had
Preach.
it. They're probably in the top 5, or they should be in the top 5. They're really good. I think Stark Vegas is going to be a challenge. Mississippi State isn't quite the punching bag that maybe they were last year, or they were perceived to be in the preseason. Mississippi State's got some momentum, like you said, Jordan, momentum, and they're playing well. So we'll see what happens. But I do think Tennessee's too much for the Dogs. Mississippi State's going the right direction, but Tennessee's too good.
Is this a night game?
No, it's a day
Okay.
game. Fuck,
Give
I
me-
hope. Let me check.
No.
I'm like, if this
Fuck,
is a
I
night
hope.
game, if this is a night game,
No.
this could get wild.
No!
That's
It is?
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Hold on. Hold on. We're scrolling. Oh, fuck. I got it on all games, boys.
Well,
Not
it's
top
all
25. This is
I'm-
good.
Lost a step.
good. Lost a big step.
Yep. Technical difficulties.
Just Google Tennessee versus
It
Mississippi
is.
State.
It's a 1:30. So
Okay.
they've had some time to ingest.
I'm taking
Fuck.
Tennessee. I'm going with I Volunteers tribute. All right. Number 6, Oregon travels to Penn State. Jordan, this is a tough game because you got the high-powered Oregon offense, you got the Penn State defense, and it's at arguably the toughest place to play a college football game, Penn State. But who you picking this one, my friend?
Happy Valley, what a place to go. I think Dante Moore. I like Oregon. I like what Dan Lanning's built offensively, defensively. I mean, both teams up front are going to be so good. This is just going to be cinema for college football fans. Is this where game day's at? Obviously,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
They didn't go with the Ohio State. Okay, yeah. Bourne was chirping some people because they thought it should have been Bama, Georgia, but both great games. But this is right where it should be, and it's a 5:30 game in the Big Ten. Look at us,
Look at us.
night game in the Big Ten. I love it. I love the whiteout. I'm going to Oregon and Dan Lanning. I just can't get Drew Aller out of my mind in that playoff game at the end. That was Russell Wilson-esque. That was not great. He crumbled. He kept getting the ball back, and he goes, "Nope, take it back." I'm
Josh.
going Oregon. They got some dogs.
They got some dogs with them. Josh, this is a big matchup, man. One of the biggest of the year. Who you taking in this one?
Yeah, what a game. We get the whiteout at Penn State. 2 top 6 teams in the country. Big Ten title game rematch from last year. This is awesome. And it is the clear choice for where game day should be. Fucking idiot, dumb ass SEC fans. Why would they go to Georgia, Alabama when this game is on the slate? I don't understand. Oregon's very, very
Culture.
good. So is Penn State. So I think Katron Allen is a problem. And I think Penn State finds some success on the ground and wins a close one at home with the whiteout. So give me the Nittany Lions.
Ooh, I got to go with my.
Whoa.
The Ducks aren't going to be ducking around in Penn State. I'm taking Oregon. All right, Jordan. I know
Quack.
you don't. I know you don't like Georgia very much, but this week they have a home game against Alabama, number 17. Bama at Georgia. Who we taking?
I can't wait
Night
for this.
game in Athens. I've seen this story before. I might not like either of these teams, but I can respect them for their history and who they are and the talent that they bring to the field. If Georgia can go on the road into that environment in Neyland, the confidence that they are carrying with them now at a home game against Alabama that still feels disrespected after that Florida State game. Georgia's not disrespected. Georgia feels validated. Georgia's got momentum, baby. Gunnar Stockton's got his legs underneath him. If they can hold on to the ball, if Holyfield can remember that, hey, this ball stays here. Oof. I'm taking Georgia by 7. Georgia by a touchdown, man. They are so good. You just do not play this team. Their O-line and D-line are so goddamn massive. And we saw when they played Florida State, Alabama struggled with a team that wanted to be physical. And maybe that was week 1. But Athens is a little bit of a different environment. Great people. I guarantee everybody on game day is going, "Welcome to Athens. Pleasure to have you." It just means more. And it does to them. Georgia by 7.
Form, is this Kalen's big coming out party if he gets this W against Georgia? Do they get it done? With
I think
the
so.
Crimson Tide?
This is another great game, historically significant. These two teams have been at the top of the SEC for 10, 15 years now. This has been 2 unbelievable programs. Right, Jordan? Can we call these programs?
These are programs.
Okay. I think Ty Simpson's going to be better than Gunnar Stockton on Saturday. Losing to Florida State might have been the best thing for Alabama. When you lose, you learn. And I think Alabama's figured out who they are, and it's not to hand the ball off and run the ball 40 times a game. They're going to kind of lean on Simpson. And DeBoer knows how to win through the air. He's a former receiver. He did it with Penix at Washington. I think DeBoer can get him going through the air and cause problems for Georgia. I think Alabama pulls a slight upset and just throws a complete fuck show into the entire SEC standings.
I hate to say it. I'm a big Danny O'Boyle guy, but I'm going against the dogs. Give me the Crimson Tide by, it's going to be close. 3 points. I'm going to say in overtime. 3 points.
Fuck
All right.
that guy.
Hey, why did you delete our
Easy on
comments on
Danny.
Facebook, by the way?
Because you're insane. Next question.
He deleted our Facebook comments on me and Jonah, and
Soft.
he said, "Well, man, nice spread." And I said, "Yeah, I'm with Jonah. Nice spread." And then Danny
Jonah! You don't even know Jonah.
Danny goes, "Spread this." Dude, that was like the best Facebook conversation. That was the
Yeah,
best.
for fuck's sakes, boys. Just trying to be a good guy here.
I can't believe you
Trying to show
deleted
some
that.
support.
That was a nice
That
spread,
is the most
though.
Yeah, I'm
messed
trying
up
to
thing.
support a local business, and you guys are just ramrodding me.
Spread this.
And you don't even know Jonah. There's a whole subsection of history of Jonah right there. Like, you don't even know who that guy is, but legend. Jonah! Why? Just the best. The best guy ever.
I can't believe you deleted that. That's messed up.
I
We'll get to
fucking
the best,
can. Are you
best
insane?
part of the show?
All right, Borm, it's time, buddy. It's time. Everybody's favorite time for Borm's BBW, the biggest, boldest winners, Borm's biggest winners. Who do we got this week for your BBW?
The BBWs, I'm going to start with Texas Tech. That was a big win in Salt Lake. They dominated that game and really elevated themselves to the top of the Big 12. Texas Tech, big win. Next, Indiana. What an unbelievable just dismantling of Illinois, who's not a bad team. Illinois is pretty good. Illinois is an 8, 9, 10 win team, and they just beat the fuck out of them. So good for Indiana. And then I got Oklahoma back on the BBW list. That's a big win against Auburn. I talked a few weeks ago. They have a tough schedule, and they have to win some of these tough games, and they did. So we'll see where Oklahoma goes from here, but I think that was a big win this week. So give me Tech, Indiana, Boomer Sooner.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the sacred moment that we like to call the Lordy Lordy. It's got to be Jody tirade
Let's get some quad box.
of the week. The floor is yours, my friend.
Well, Borm, would you like me to concede my time to you? It seems like you got a little something to get off your chest with the SEC.
Can we talk about the SEC? Can
Yeah,
we
but
have an
you
open
said there's a
conversation
little
about
bit of-
this?
Yeah, let's have an open conversation about the SEC bias.
It's 100% biased. The depth of the Big Ten.
Go
Are you
on.
kidding me? First of all, look at the top of the Big Ten. 3 of the top 5 teams in the country in the Big Ten.
Put on your rose-colored glasses at the top, and then put on whatever Borm's wearing when you look at anybody past Washington.
What does Washington have to do with this? The Big Ten's the better conference.
Because everybody below them
But
is
the AP
ass.
polls and whatever rankings just rank teams like fucking Auburn.
whatever the man says, you know.
It's dumb.
You're a lunatic.
Indiana's a top 10 team
All right.
to join the other 3 in the
Is
top
that all
10.
you got?
There's 4.
I thought you were
going
going to come in with more juice. Can I take this back?
Can we hear the tirade?
I'd like to say
What are you going to
something.
say? Because the SEC is not the top dog anymore. You can tirade about that.
And you can write yourself a little note and read it because you're the only one that's going to give a fuck. What I have to say is deeply personal to me. It's a topic that has long dominated my weekly life. It's I spend a lot of time, a lot of hours, a lot of thankless hours in fantasy football, and I don't know what I did to you. I don't know what I did to somehow put myself in the position of Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas, but I'm sure there's a laundry list But what the fuck? 1 catch for 4 yards? Brian Thomas, until the last drive, had 1 catch for 9 yards. You know what that's like to wake up on a Sunday morning like it's Christmas, and you watch that all day? Good God. I felt like one of those kids in that Iowa hospital. It was awful. And I got David Montgomery on my bench. It's bad.
Hey,
I'm staring down the barrel of last place.
where'd Malik Neighbors and
it's
Brian
not
Thomas
good.
go to school?
LSU, baby.
Shitty SEC school, overrated. Gotcha.
Fuck! Dear God, if you're up there, please bench Russell Wilson. I can't do this shit anymore.
No, they're both really good for sure. But yeah, having Russell Wilson as your quarterback does not help.
How little does he feel during games when they sub him out for the option play and everybody cheers when what's his name from Ole Miss comes in, and they just cheer like yeah, and then Russell
Did you
Wilson
guys
comes,
watch that game?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Dallas'
Did you
team.
watch that game? Did you see the very end of the game where the Giants have it on like the 3-yard line and he just takes the snap and he threw it in the tunnel? And it was so bad that they were like, intentional grounding. I've never seen somebody take an intentional grounding on the fucking 3-yard line. There's people everywhere.
There's got to be a receiver in the
I was like,
area.
and the crowd just erupts with boos. I was like, oh, this is so bad.
dude. But
And
when
Jameis Winston, can you hear me?
he
Are you
ain't gonna
out
get
there?
to play.
We eating that W.
Fuck, I need him. I need him bad. I need him like I need air to breathe because Malik Neighbors will just run straight and get 15 targets a game, 40 yards down the field. Jameis with LASIK. I need it.
Well, boys, it's been another great week. Great week.
What a weird rant for Jordy there.
That was a weak tirade. We need to be better next week.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to a Jerry Seinfeld-esque going after guys who comment on your Facebook post or something like that. I wasn't.
Just don't
That
do
was
it.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do it. There's no tirade. It's just etiquette. Don't do it. No soup for you.
You're an anti-comment
This is my
guy. We get
life.
it.
You're killing me with this shit.
Well, boys,
Can we
Sure. Go ahead and Nick, if you're out there, bleep that. We don't
All
need
right.
to advertise that. No, don't do that.
hit him up?
well, I love you guys.
No.
I love the game of football. This has been fun.
I am unemployed.
I cannot wait to see. We're going to come out with our official. We got some decisions to make here for our 2 upcoming live shows, where they're going to be, what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. So we got a lot of business to do here, boys. So we better end this. We can talk a little business. But as always, for Jordan Neuwirth, Josh Bohr, and myself, Dallas Hansen, thank you for choosing the People's Game Day. We will see you next week, Thursday.
Go Big
Appreciate
Red.
you. Bye-bye.